Hi, today I'm going to talk about how did COVID-19 affect education system. In last 20 years, the internet has grown up in an unstoppable way, and it has changed the way people communicate, shop, socialize, do business, think about knowledge, and of course, learning. Much more than just a new twist on distance learning, online schooling has changed the face-to-face of traditional classrooms and make education more accessible than ever before. Now I'm going to talk about what's online education. Online education is a form of education where students use their computers through the internet. Because of COVID-19 all over the world, schools shut all across the world. Over 1.2 billion students are out of classrooms now. As a result, education has changed dramatically with the rise of e-learning. Researchers suggest that online schooling has been shown to increase retention of information and take less time. And I want to talk about advantages and disadvantages of online learning. COVID-19 made us to get used to with online learning. I'm definitely in that disadvantages side, by the way. If we have to get used to with it, I think we can turn disadvantages into advantages. For example, during online learning, we stay at home and we feel ourselves more comfortable. And I think we can use it while we are listening our lessons. It would be good. Another example is our lessons finish earlier, so it gives us more time to do revise for our lessons and spare time for ourselves. Additionally, it's good for family connections too, because you can have more time with them. Certainly, there are some disadvantages that we can turn them into advantages. For example, there are so many children and their families, and they can afford to buy a computer or they don't have an internet connection. And I think this is the most unfair and annoying thing about it. Surprisingly, there are only 4% of students who prefer classroom learning. It's a bit disappointed for me. I'm definitely in the 4%, and I hope that COVID-19 ends quickly and we can turn back to our classrooms again. I have some advices for online learning too. First, if we want to study regularly, we should make a study plan. At the beginning of term, take time to plan your readings and work on assignments. Write a to-do list before you go to bed or before you start the day. Make sure you set enough time to focus your lessons. And my second advice is don't afraid to ask something and ask help when you need it. It's more important than ever before, because when you study online, you don't have a lot of interaction with your teacher and classmates. So if you don't ask for help when you need it, your teachers may never know what's wrong with you. My last two advices are stay motivated and take study breaks. Motivation is really important because it affects it changes your feelings, emotions, and of course, confidence. Taking study breaks is important too, because your performance will decrease when you're feeling tired and overwhelmed. And now I want to show you a video from TED Talk. I think in this speech, Aaron Bart did really good work, because he talked about every ways of online learning, and I think it's really impressive. Something impressed me a lot, because he was talking about true story about a dad and his daughter. I think his name was Rose. And he said, while we teach face-to-face, we simulate a real-world experience and we create empathy for the lived experience. And I think that's really clever. And he was saying something about storytell teaching, storytell learning. I think it's really clever too. We should definitely do it. And before I finish my speech, I hope that everything is okay and we can turn back to our lives, our normal lives. Thanks for listening to me. I hope that things that I said will be useful for you. Thank you.